Providence Television International, the game changer, taking you to the outer limits of television. The program Was Trending is sponsored by Paul Nosa Ogeho, proudly Benin, promoting good corporate governance. Yes, thank you very much. We're here again for another program of What's Trending. And right away, the European Union will deploy an electoral expert mission comprising between 2 and 4 independent experts to Nigeria for the 2027 general elections. Head of the EU delegation to Nigeria and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Gautier Minot disclosed this while clarifying reports concerning the Union's planned involvement in the electoral process. A former President Goodluck Jonathan has called for an independent and impartial judiciary, warning that courts must remain faithful to the law to protect democracy in Africa. Well said, very well said. A trouble for Tinubu as Atiku, Obi, 4 others are set for possible alignment. Let's wait for the outcomes. Now, sensitive election materials have arrived in Osogbo ahead of Saturday's Osun State governorship election, as INEC says it will draw ad hoc personnel from a pool of more than 30,000 members of the National Youth Service Corps. A pre-election security risk assessment ahead of the August 15 governorship election in Osun State has revealed that no fewer than 73 election-related violent incidents have occurred, with 29 people dead and Osogbo emerging as the worst-hit area. That's unspeakable, absolutely unspeakable, even before the election. And Davido writes to U.S. President Donald Trump, raising concerns over the possibility of violence, intimidation, and disruption of the electoral process in the forthcoming Osun State governorship election. Perhaps we might just wait for the response from the U.S. President. Still in Osun, protect your digital platforms against APC alleged hackers, a court party tells INEC. The Accord Party has questioned the commitment of the All Progressive Congress, APC, to a peaceful Osun State governorship election, citing the failure of its candidate, Muniru Oyebamiji, to personally attend the signing of the peace accord. What does that come to? PRP presidential candidate and former Cross River State Governor Donald Duke calls for urgent national reset as Nigeria faces deepening crisis. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpewolo has stated that the appointment of 4,800 special assistants will not be an issue, reaffirming his administration's commitment to taking governance to the grassroots. 4,800 special assistants. Former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso has condemned comments attributed to Islamic cleric Sheikh Sani Yahya Jengil in support of the continued adoption of Muslim presidential ticket ahead of the 2027 general elections, describing them as divisive and capable of undermining national unity. And Islamic cleric and leader of the Izala Scholars Council, Sheikh Sani Yahya Jengil, has disclosed that he has no regrets over his recent remarks in support of a Muslim presidential ticket. A female farmer abducted by gunmen at Aruba community in Ileoluji, Okeigbo local government area of Ondo State has died in the custody of her captors. Very tragic. Meanwhile, the deceased was one of 2 farmers abducted while working on their farms along the Ondo-Ife Road. Gunmen reportedly whisked the victims into a nearby forest and subsequently demanded 100 million naira ransom from their families of farmers. A 33-year-old poultry farmer, Oreoluwa Oshonuga, has been abducted by armed men at the Ikene farm settlement in Ogun State on Sunday afternoon. The kidnappers briefly reached out to the victim's family on Sunday, demanding 500 million naira for his release. This is absolutely atrocious. And troops of the Nigerian Army, in collaboration with the Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Police Force, local vigilantes and hunters, have rescued all 16 persons abducted by suspected kidnappers in Osun local government area of Kogi State on Sunday. However, one local hunter who participated in the operation was killed during a gun duel with the kidnappers, while a police officer sustained injuries and is receiving medical treatment. The Ogun State Police Command has arrested 23 foreign nationals over alleged involvement in a Ponzi scheme, visa scam, and other immigration-related offenses in the Onikpanu Ota area of the state. Now to economic issue. Trade Union Congress of Nigeria mounts pressure on the federal government to peg the exchange rate at 1,000 naira to the dollar. Passengers were left stranded on Tuesday morning as aviation labor unions grounded air peace operations in Lagos and Abuja over allegations that the airline had prevented its workers from unionizing and failed to remit ticket sales charges due to the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Nigeria's Lassa fever crisis has worsened, with 237 people dying from the disease out of 1,000 confirmed cases recorded so far in 2026. The figure includes 53 healthcare workers who have been infected with the disease, highlighting the continued risk faced by frontline health workers responding to the outbreak. Now, the Sokoto state government has announced plans to introduce free delivery kits for women giving birth in public health facilities across the state as part of renewed efforts to reduce maternal and newborn mortality. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Farouk Abubakar, said that the government will also provide solar lighting for labor rooms and maternity units while strengthening antenatal care services to address challenges contributing to maternal and infant deaths. The Lagos Environmental Sanitation Corps has rescued 4 nursing mothers and their babies from an illegal dump site at Agboju along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway in Lagos. The operatives were shocked to discover young mothers living with their babies in what was described as inhumane conditions at the illegal dump site. Perhaps the word shocked would be an understatement. And now sports, Somali referee Omar Atan set to make history when he takes charge of the UEFA Super Cup clash between PSG and Aston Villa in Salzburg, Austria. The 34-year-old will become the first non-European referee, marking a significant milestone for African football and the global game. It will be recalled that referee Omar was dropped by FIFA prior to the last World Cup based on allegations of his involvement in terrorist activities. That will mean that UEFA is planning to pay FIFA with a bad coin. Super Falcons 2026 WAFCON exit, NFF, that's the Nigerian Football Federation, expresses regrets, apologizes to President Tinubu and Nigerians over loss to Cameroon in the quarterfinals. The National Sports Commission and the Enugu State Government are stepping up preparations for the 23rd National Sports Festival, tagged Coal City Games Enugu 2026. As the main organizing committee prepares to conduct a comprehensive inspection of sports facilities and other critical infrastructure across Enugu. And now to some tragedy. Colombian volunteers and rescuers cleared rubble with their bare hands and buckets to search for survivors early Tuesday after the country's strongest earthquake, 7.4 magnitude in a decade, killed at least 132 people and smashed dozens of buildings in cities across Colombia's western region. The program Was Trending is sponsored by Paul Nosa Ogeho, proudly Benin, promoting good corporate governance. Yes, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you so much for staying tuned to your favorite station. Remember to tell others about us. This is Emmanuel Egariba. All my love and prayers. Bye-bye.